Yeah, you got a lot of this muscle, yeah. Hello everyone, welcome to episode of The Right Idea. My name is Thomas P. Wilsonson, and just having a day. So everyone, a few days ago, Joe Biden, the great vice president of Barack Obama, he was more or less declared the winner of the U.S. election. Trump is still kind of fighting, but he more or less, the election's more or less over. You can finally rip off that Band-Aid. So a lot of Trump supporters are calling out these so-called blue states, which, it mostly consists of, the big states that are worth stuff on the Electoral College and mainly vote Democrat. So I thought I would kind of just review the major states of this country. Not just the blue states. We'll also go over some, the classic swing states, aka the reason why no one goes to the bathroom on election night. Let's start this off strong with, probably the most famous, blue state, and probably the most famous state of them all, clocking it at a whole 20 million idiots. That's probably have gone down due to certain current situations. We have good old New York City, aka why. So when we're going over these states, I'll go over some things, political opinions, education, basic economics, and most importantly, sports teams. So let's go. New York City, East Coast, got a ton of people in it, and my God, is it sad? I would generally be curious if anyone knows any, outside of New York, outside of New York. I'd like anyone to mention, a single part of New York that isn't the Hamptons or New York City. Because they can't name anything. Of course they can't, It's not like it doesn't have multiple things in it. It's just New York City mainly. And sometimes the Hamptons full of the rich, gaudy people. Oh, God. Bunch of crazies, I say. Nonetheless, politics, obviously, New York leans extremely Democrat. That's the belief, actually. New York actually ranges pretty mild, to be honest with you. Long Island being one of the biggest ones, leaning pretty Republican, actually. It's a bit of a surprise when I looked at it. I thought the entire state was going to be straight blue, but it's not. In fact, most of the northern parts are pretty red, actually. It's mainly New York City that's driving the vote, which is not a surprise because I'm pretty sure that's where the majority of the population is. That's not really much of a guess. That's more or less of a guaranteed statement. But nonetheless, New York. Education-wise, New York is home to various schools. Some notable ones are, you got NYU, a college that is really it's trying to be like other state schools. But, it's not really state schools, even. It's just trying to be a good school. It's not that great at it, It's being beat out by a lot of things. You got Cornell. It's a middle-tier Ivy League. And, my God, let's be honest here. A big reason why Cornell is so famous as it is mainly because of The Office. I guarantee you, Cornell has moved up some spots, one or two. It's definitely beat Dartmouth. My God, Dartmouth. Poor man. You got those people. Under control, and they're fine, I guess. You got good old, to be honest, that's really it. You got Columbia, I believe. That's a whole can of worms. Listen, if you're willing to drive if you're willing to throw off $80,000 off of a goddamn cliff every month, not a month, a year, that's still a lot of money. Throw around more or less $80,000 off a cliff every year. It'd be my guess, but I'd rather not do that. You know what I mean? Go to community college or something, but don't do that. You know, it's a bit of a sad story, to be honest with you. Okay, so now for the politics of New York. It's more or less, it's pretty well balanced, to be honest with you, from what I understand. The state's still a piece of trash. That is not biased in any way, shape, or form. Do not worry about that. You know, they got Andrew Cuomo running it, and they got de Blasio running the city, so they're not doing the best on that one. You know, they're not doing too well on that. You know, New York City's a trash heap. They have that extremely high homeless population. My God, they're terrible at that. You know, I've never been so surprised in my entire life when I saw, like, I've been to New York once or twice. Like, walking down the streets, first of all, the place smells like freaking garbage. You know, I've never found a place so gross. It's the most disgusting place I've ever seen in my entire life, New York City. It's disgusting. It's got rats everywhere. You know, you got diseases going through. It's just extremely terrible. It's just not a good place. You got all the rich people in Manhattan acting like this somehow. Like, the main thing that I like about New York is the, like, how to say, extremely entitled white people, or as I like to call, I'm gonna give them some name. There's probably some name for them already, but I'm gonna give them the name of Mariannes. Mariannes are white women specifically, who act like they know everything about a minority. There also can be pretty well documented by the I don't see color, you know what I mean? Well, I don't see color, but I don't see color, but I tell racist jokes. I don't see color, but I lock my car doors when I drive through a black neighborhood. I don't see color, but I say the N word with my friends. You know what I mean? Those kinds of people. You know what I mean? They can also go around like saying like I voted for Obama. I have black friends. That's another big one. And all that other stuff. I feel like Obama's stupid. You know, politics doesn't really have to do that much with race when you're voting for president. At least I don't think it should have. You know, all that other stuff. But that's them. And there's other states that have those people. But wow, okay. So we're gonna move a little south. Go down to Florida. Florida is a state of nut jobs. Let's be honest there. Florida is also filled with a lot of drugs, a lot of crazy stuff, and I'm not surprised that it's gotten so many memes based around it. You know, I could probably do an entire video on just Florida man stories and how it just reflects on the state. I really don't even need to go that much into it, but Florida's not really that crazy of a state. Politically, there's nothing crazy of note other than the presidential election where we act like we care about it. You know, Democrats, Republicans, they fight over every fucking 4 years because it's a major swing state. You know, but other than that, Florida doesn't really get that much limelight, and it's a major state. Don't get me wrong. It's not really even that big of a thing. It doesn't have that major education. You know, nothing crazy happens in there. The only thing that happens, that's a bit, exclusive to Florida is all their, attractions, I guess. And they got Disney World, Universal. I don't know. I think they have a Nickelodeon land. I don't know if they still have that. I don't know. But they're famous for their tourist attractions. They got all their nice stuff. It's hot there. There's palm trees. Education-wise, no, not really. Maybe universities, state schools, decent, apparently. Nothing crazy amazing about that place. Other than that, you don't really have anything to really know. Okay, so Next up on the list of major states, blue, red, we're going to go with a good old, the biggest red, the big red of the American South. Good old Texas. Man, Texas. Beautiful place. I've never been there. I've seen photographs and it looks nice. Texas is a state that, to be honest with you, is run very well. It's one of the best run states in the entire country, in my opinion. And that's not exclusively due to it being a red state, because there's a lot of things in Texas that are blue, actually. It's getting closer and closer to becoming a swing state, actually. But right now it's still a red state. It's been voting red for a very long time. But nonetheless, it's still impressive. They run pretty well, to be honest with you, and there's nothing to be, crazy of note there. It's just a decent state. Education-wise, they're pretty decent. Texas is a solid good. It's a good state. It doesn't, knock out any categories. There's nothing crazy touristy in, Texas. I mean, nothing really. It's a big state. There's something cool about it. Nothing really crazy about it, to be honest with you. Politics, it's moderately Republican. It's got a good amount of electoral votes. Other than that, nothing really big about Texas. Okay, so I was going to originally take these people out, but I guess we can put them in. Good old Pennsylvania. This one won't be really that big since I didn't do that much research on this one. Pennsylvania, it's got an Ivy League school, which is obviously a big bump to the good old, points to education. Nothing else, education-wise, is too crazy about good old Pennsylvania. You don't look at Pennsylvania and you go, that's a major state in the country. When people think of the country, they usually think of American South Texas, East Coast, New York. And our next subject, California. But for Pennsylvania, you don't see that much. It's just a pretty decent state. It's nothing too crazy. You just kind of stay there. It's got some pretty crappy neighborhoods, from what I understand, and it is moderately democratically run. It's kind of bordering on a swing state, but it's not fully. It seems to be voting more Republican, more Democrat recently. But other than that, it's nothing too crazy. It's a decent place. I feel like it's okay. You can live there, go ahead. It's not the best state, it's not the worst state. It's better than New York, it's not filled with disease and rats and homeless people. If you stay there, go ahead. They got a good school there. Other than that, nothing to really write home about. So, when most people think about the U.S., they think of mainly three states. Foreigners at least. Europeans, all those people, they think of three states. New York, Texas, and California. California is the worst state in the entire country. I will fully say that as a person who hates the state for multiple reasons. Politics-wise, they're run terribly. They got rats in the streets. I don't remember what it was, but they had some medieval disease going around California, and because of rats, and the people protested against killing the fucking rats because that was animal abuse, even though the animals were fucking carrying diseases and they were gonna suffer anyway because they got the fucking viral diseases. You know what I mean? They got the fucking shit with homeless people again. They're filled with drugs. It's a terrible, terrible place. It's worse than New York, which is something extremely offensive coming from me especially. But nonetheless, it's just sad. It's a sad, sad place. They got other places, but there's nothing too crazy about it. You know what I mean? You look at other states, which they got a theme. You know what I mean? I don't know. Connecticut has kind of a theme. A little shout out to Connecticut having they got two themes. They got Yale and they got some gambling places. You know what I mean? And Yale isn't that amazing. It doesn't blow anyone's socks off nowadays. Like in the back of the time, they have the gambling scene. I guess they kind of have their own little theme. How good old California tries to do all that at the same time. They try to be the best they try to be the best at education, the best at politics, the best at like stardom. That's the one thing that they might have, and tourism. It's like they got Hollywood, which is a place filled with a bunch of dumbasses who don't do any fucking work and make fucking millions of dollars off of it. It's stupid, you know what I mean? Like saying that you're the home of Hollywood elites is kind of like, in my opinion, saying that you're a registered sex offender. It's nothing like, it's not something to be proud of. You know what I mean? You're going around, but that's nonetheless. So, for colleges and education, oh boy, let me tell you about the colleges in California. You got the University of California, UCLA. Great place, apparently. That's a lie, actually. It's apparently very, very badly run. I've heard a lot of things about people going in with, like, hopes and dreams and being crushed under some situation of, like, just not properly teaching their students. A lot of, like, entitlement, a lot of differences. To be honest with you, the only thing California has that any other state does is, I guess, the bar exam. Since it's more hard in California, I don't believe it's either New York or California, which is the hardest exam. So apparently I guess that could transfer to some things, but other than that, nothing too crazy. Education-wise, they have two other schools, I guess. They got what's considered to be the best art school in the country, Cal Arts. It's nothing too crazy. I mean, it's not insane. You don't look at Cal Arts and you say, like, oh yeah, you got the Cal Arts. It's an art school. It's nothing like, I'm looking at, like, I looked over basically what most people consider to be the most noble schools on the states. And oddly enough, Cal Arts was the third best, which is a big surprise to me. And then obviously, number one for California was, God, I hate this place so much. Stanford University, aka just, the stories, and then, like, the people in college, middle school, high school, all those people who study so much that they, like, lose their fucking mind. That's Stanford. Stanford is a place where you go in there, and, like, it's almost fucking impossible. You have to be like a rocket scientist to fucking get in. They got like a 3% acceptance rate. And it's impossible to get in. They're in California. They're in a terrible fucking neighborhood. They try so fucking hard to be an Ivy League. You know what I mean? They try so hard and they are terrible at it. Mainly because, like they try to have history and stuff. They're trying to beat other colleges. And it's sad. You look at them. They got Steve Jobs. I guess I don't even know if Steve Jobs even went to Stanford. I know he did his commencement speech. I'm pretty sure he went to Stanford. But to be honest with you, Steve Jobs was kind of a dick. He was a pretty not nice person. So there's that. You got a lot of crazy shit going on there. It's impossible to get in there. I've seen a lot of people say that school has terrible mental health problems. Like, people who go there have terrible mental health because of all the pressure that's put on top of them. It's sad, and I feel for them. But, in education-wise, that's nothing. Because we all know the best state for all these subjects. We all know the best state for all these subjects. Of course, that state is good old fucking Massachusetts, baby. You know it's true. You fucking know it's true, baby. We beat them at fucking everything. We got all the attractions. We got all the stuff. I can name it fucking everything off the top of my head. Boston, fucking Cambridge, fucking Plymouth, all that shit. Amazing place. Beautiful. Got on the water. You can fucking swim in the ocean, swim in the sea. Beautiful place. You know what I mean? The politics, Democrat-run city, best Best Democrat-run city in the entire country. It doesn't got any typhus, doesn't get out of that rat shit. It's beautiful. Beautiful place. Nothing can stop Boston. Nothing can. Someone tried to blow up Boston. Someone tried to burn down Boston. Can't stop Boston. Nothing can stop Boston. Not even fucking England. England tried to take Boston. That didn't fucking work. Nothing stops Boston. You know what I'm talking about? Nothing stops it. You know what I mean? You got yourself the sports teams, some of the best sports teams all the time. You know what I mean? You got the Red Sox, you got the Patriots, you got the fucking Celtics, you know what I mean? Every other state in the entire country has may have one good team and all terrible teams past that point. Not Boston. Best place in the world, you know what I mean? Best place in the world. You want to talk about education? Dude, you're kidding me. Fucking Massachusetts beats the entire world if there was literally just one area. You realize that the two best fucking colleges is located in the same exact fucking spot, right? You know what I mean? You got MIT, which is widely considered to be one of the best colleges in the world. It was previously ranked the best college in the world for a long time. Then you got the best college in the world. God damn it, we all know who it is. It's fucking Harvard. Oh my God, beautiful place, beautiful campus, beautiful history, and it's just amazing. You just got, you look at Harvard Yard, and goddamn it, you won't make me say it. You got everything there. You got every system, man. You telling me that Stanford's better? You telling me that Yale's better? Go, just leave, man. We are the best college in the world, and I'm using that we as in the written document of Harvard University. Is stated somewhere in there that every citizen of Massachusetts may refer to Harvard as we because we're such a cool state, you know what I mean? You got everything in Cambridge is just amazing. You got MIT and Harvard, you know what I mean? You look around, you go around, boom, 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 best smartest guys in the world. You look through, you walk down the street in Cambridge, you go in a bar, you're just like, who can solve this math problem? Put it on the fucking board or something. And some guy's like, I can do that. That was very simple, actually. You know what I mean? You got the smartest guys in the world. You got Bill Gates. You got fucking Mark Zuckerberg. They're billionaires, and they didn't even have to go all the fucking years. You know what I mean? Harvard's so good that you don't even have to go the entire time to become a fucking billionaire. There was also Ted Kaczynski. We're not talking about that one. But nonetheless, we got great people going there. Great, just future millionaires, future presidents. Speaking of presidents, what college produces the most presidents? Oh yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? Best college in the world. Best state in the world. Best place in the world. Massachusetts. Yeah. Best state in the world. The Yankees suck.